Welcome everybody, sorry for the wake up, but probably I think you are already wake up because we've counted steps from TLC zone to here and it's over 1,000. So congratulations. Yeah, we made it. I also made it. That's very good. Thank you for coming. And today we will be talking about unmasking administrators' evil. But first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Paula Januszkiewicz and I'm from Poland. As you probably know, Polish people like to break stuff and destroy everything that is on their way. So I will show you a couple of examples how to destroy your network, or maybe my network, and what kind of bad things administrators can do. What I do in my private life, it's IT, and what I do in my work, that's IT. And I play with security. I'm a penetration tester. I'm also an IT security auditor. I drive my own company in Poland that's called Secure, as you can see on the slide deck. That's my email. I also have a blog. It's very easy to find it out. I will post the address at the end of the presentation. And why I'm here and why we'll be talking about such topics. As I said, I'm doing IT security audits, and in my regular day projects, I found that some of the administrators are behaving really bad. Sounds familiar? No, not in every organization. Yeah. Okay, so I will give you a couple of examples what could happen if the administrator will turn into the dark side. So, first of all, let me start with the agenda. This is our agenda. We'll do a small introduction about the problems that we have. First of all, we will discuss the scenarios in which administrator is not very evil, it's just bad. Maybe he would just want to change work and what to do. And the red scenario is admin is even worse, which means he don't like you. He really wants to hurt your company. And then we will do a small summary. How can you protect yourself? What can be done to be still on the market with your company? Okay, so this is the detailed agenda. And as you can see, it's divided into colors, and each colors, as you can see here, stands for each topic. So here we have innocent games, and in the first area, I will show you what admin can do just to play with you a little. And the red scenario, as I explained before, this is a scenario in which you were, sorry to say this, but your company can be dead. And you cannot play with administrators on the technology field because they are really great. They have 100% privileges that they can impersonate into system privileges. They can do just anything. And if they cannot play with technology, they can take my cheat and go to server room and break everything, right? They've got access to server room. So this is the scenario we are going to cover. Looks familiar? Yes. I like it very much. That's the real life picture, right? So they are having a huge infrastructure, and what is the problem here? So, yeah, the problem is that probably the only person that knows what is going on here, that's administrator, right? Not management, not his team, probably maybe 1-2 people. This is the regular life scenario. And if they are, for example, if they leave the company, who will know what is going on there? Of course, you can buy cheap projects without the documentations, and this is what happens quite often. May I ask you one question? Who have you seen example of ideal infrastructure with the documented servers and so on? Put your hands up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that can be counted. Yeah, like maybe 20 people in the room. Exactly. So this is a very good organization. But in the cases that I was working on, there's always lack of documentation. Always. And nobody knows what is going on. Including, this is the funniest scenario, I was in the hospital. So real-life operating systems and patients' life rely on this. This was pretty funny. And this was in a small town of Poland, and I was doing an audit there. And I asked people, they were really relaxed because government organizations are always relaxed in Poland. And I asked them, okay, so please show me your matrix and how do you back up the data? And they said, something like this. And I said, so what is the solution? And they said, we don't know. That's pretty funny, because the data was just not backed up in the company with patients, with hospital infrastructure, and so on. So those kind of situations also happen. Okay, so let's play some innocent games. My friend told me that this girl looks pretty like me, but she's not doing IT. That's good. Okay, so here you have two simple scenarios. First of all, WinLogon. Who of you is using PSExec as a tool in everyday work? Put your hands up. Yeah, like 30% of you. That's pretty cool. This is a tool that was written by Mark Rusinovich, and you can do a lot of things with this tool, including, as I said at the beginning, impersonating yourself into the system privileges, which means you can destroy anything, you can grab passwords, even without system privileges, but you can read passwords for services, and you can do a lot of things. But I would like to show you one thing with WinLogon session that you can impersonate into WinLogon session. So not system account, well, system account later on, but you can have the session that WinLogon is using, and you can do several things in this session. Next thing that is worth knowing, that's image hijacks. So in operating system, by default, files are being checked if they're going to be debugged or not. And this is how it is. Of course, you can introduce to operating system the solution in which file will be debugged, and this is a very good scenario. But admin can make some jokes and, for example, replace the debugger with something else. So what about situation Notepad is debugging calculator? That's pretty good. And you don't know what is going on. You would like to run Task Manager, or you would like to run Calculator, maybe Calculator, that's not a very advanced thing for administration, but anything else. And pop-ups Notepad. That's a surprise. Okay, so let's do a small demo. I will switch to my virtual machine and close down unnecessary things. Okay, and here you have PSExec. So I will do a very simple thing. I'm on the desktop, and I will run PSExec, just to enlarge it, with -s parameter, -i, and -x, which means I would like to be running as a system with the system privileges. I would like to have the service interactive, so I would like to talk to the service. And I would like to take the WinLogon session. And let's say put cmd.exe. That's perfect. And I will do one thing. Log the desktop. Yeah, so our administrator went to bring him some coffee. While I can do like this. That's pretty cool. So if I type who am I, I'm on the system account. So imagine the situation that your admin is pretty bad, and there is this management guy coming and saying, sorry, buddy, you need to work somewhere else. So this is your account, and I will delete it. So he says, that's pretty funny, because I've created a task schedule task that will run up, for example, a PSExec with system accounts on some other accounts. So let me show you the best wallpaper ever. And do like this. And this is our wallpaper, right? And we can be using the operating system. Oh, yeah. Computer, open, and do everything. So imagine this admin is coming back to work. and he wants to have some documentations, paperwork, and so on, he can always press Alt-Tab. And that's it. He can destroy the operating system. Do you like it? That's pretty nice. Okay, so I will close the console. Oh, come here. Server execution failed. That's even better. Okay. It's really evil, right? Okay. So what do we have next? First of all, I would like to run regedit and show you one thing. Here I've got the key. That's local machine, software, Microsoft Windows NT, current version, image file execution options. And I'm here. And in image file execution options, I can do something that's called image hijack. So I will create a new key. Let's say notepad.exe, or yeah, notepad. And here, I will create a string value with the debugger name, and I will put calculator. And that's it. So let me show you one thing. When I write notepad.exe, calculator pop-ups. How to believe Explorer, exe, and everything that is going on there. And this is just like a tiny thing that he can do. The best thing is that when I will replace it with, let's say, notepad.exe, and I will run notepad.exe, it won't appear. I just clicked enter. As you can see, this is a message that is pretty obvious, right? Read it. Everybody knows what is going on. Okay, so this is one of those innocent games that administrator can do. But just not to be scared enough, I would like to show you that there is a tool that is called autoruns, and I will pop up it here. Just a second. It should be here. Oh, that's my fault. Oh, it's on the desktop. Okay, yes. Thank you. And with autoruns, this is a tool that can be downloaded from sysinternals. It's also written by Mark Rusinovich. You can find, and it's really useful for evil admins, you can find a lot of things that can be done and can do some damage in the operating system, including image hijacks. So this would be listed here. And here we've got some drivers, services, scheduled tasks, Internet Explorer, and so on. So a lot of things that can be shown, that can be done in the operating system. For example, during reboot. Okay, so I will close it. I will remove my key, just to make sure that everything will be working later on. And let me be back with presentation. So what we had in our demo, those were Process Explorer that is available for everybody, and those were image hijacks that I used to debug Notepad, for example, with calculator. So in the regular work, it's pretty hard, I think, to discover what is going on in the operating system. So make sure that you will always check scheduled task. This is the first tip. And later on, that you will check in autoruns if you have some image hijacks running. So write it down. We'll do later on some small summary, but those are the things that should be checked. And scheduled tasks can be also checked through autoruns. Okay, so here we go with Task Manager. Who uses Task Manager? Put your hands up. You like to killing processes, right? Everybody is using Task Manager, of course. This is the tool that can be useful for such things. And I would say that that's it. If you want to kill a process, Task Manager, it's perfect. But if you want something more, definitely it's not. Why it's not enough? It's not enough because of several reasons. Because it was written just like this. It's not professional. It's used for home users. So if you want to do something professional with processes, what should you use? Process Explorer. Probably you will find out also other solutions, but definitely Process Explorer, this is a very good tool here. And with Task Manager, because it's written like this, you cannot do several things. For example, there is this process AudioDG, and the process is responsible, well, in some part, for DRM, Digital Rights Management. And because it's very important, and Microsoft doesn't like to play with this process, the path in Task Manager is hidden. While if you right-click on it and say, go to Process, go to File, it will go to File. So it's not really hidden. Okay, so let me show you a couple of things here. And here we've got the demo. So first of all, I will come with console. That's the console running with administrator privileges, but actually it doesn't matter. I will type start, program, manager. And of course, oh, sorry, it shouldn't be like this. I will just run the console. Yeah, that's definitely better. Start, program manager. Yep. And here you have the console with program manager title, right? While if you go to Start Task Manager, and if you go to Applications tab, you will see a very nice thing. Where is Program Manager? Any hints? It's just not there. It's just not there because it's hard-coded not to show Program Manager. That's pretty funny. And how to trust such tool? It's rather not possible. If you go to processes, of course, if you search for CMD, I will sort by image name. I've got two consoles open, and that's true. But here you've got the applications tab. Application, that's not even the proper word for such a program. And it just does not pop up. So forget about Task Manager. And there are several examples that you can probably find in the internet. The Task Manager won't just show you what is the real, for example, process, what is the real application, what is the real data of what is running in the operating system. So let's switch to Process Explorer. And there is also another thing that may be useful for you. Let me run the virtual machine. And it has a lot in common with, for example, drivers like keyloggers that may reside in a kernel mode, which is pretty hard to get there. While administrator has these privileges, he can install the keylogger, for example, on the server. How you can find this out? So there are several issues that can be done. First of all, there is the listdll tool, which you can download from sysinternal's webpage, and it will list you all the DLLs that are being used in the operating system. Sorry for this view, but that's exactly how it's working. You can filter the result and so on, but you will get the message here. And another thing you can do is to check what is inside the kernel mode. So to do this, you need live KD, so live kernel debugging. This can also be downloaded from sysinternals. And if you want to do live debugging, run it with W, and Windows Debugger should be installed, and this will pop up. And as you can see, it's looking for symbols. Symbols are definitions of several functions that are in the operating system. If you are a developer, sorry for saying obvious things, if you are IT pro, probably this may be useful for some troubleshooting. So here we've got some symbols loaded. If you want to configure them, you go to File, Symbol 5 path, and you've got the path. You don't have to write it down. This can be easily found in the help of Windows Debugger or probably in the internet. It is a very simple path. just to cache the definitions. Okay. If you type lmv, you have a lot of drivers listed in kernel. So the list is pretty huge, but if you are looking for something specific, something that it's not, for example, in Windows folder, it may be, or somewhere else, you will probably find it on the list. So lmv, this is a very nice and very useful command for administrators. Probably developer has its own way how to find it out, right? Okay. So I don't want to execute the debugger again. And let's come back with presentation. Okay. Another thing that is pretty useful, that's the usage, how explorer.exe is being used. First of all, it is worth mentioning that, do you remember who is the owner of explorer.exe? Who is the owner? Who owns the process? System, logged in user, exactly, this is the proper answer, logged in user. So you can do whatever, which means this is your process. Do you remember, who of you knows AppLocker? Put your hands up. Yeah, like 20%. So before AppLocker, there was another solution for doing similar things. Do you remember the name? What was the name? Exactly, software restriction policies, thank you. While there is a very common issues, just like off-topic story, related to explorer.exe, I said that you are the owner, right? So you can do whatever. So with software restriction policies, you could, for example, say to user that you cannot run Notepad anymore, while it was using explorer.exe. So user said, well, I will listen to you. I will use GP disable, written by Mark Rusinovich when he was not working in Microsoft, and I will just pass every rule you will put on my account. That's why, for example, AppLocker was created, and still, because we are owners of explorer.exe, we can do several things with it. In Explorer.exe, you can see, obviously, what is inside the operating system. Is it like this? We've got a lot of privileges, a lot of rights in the operating system, while we are seeing what operating system wants to show us. Which means that's not necessarily true. Here we've got several privileges, backup read and backup write. And here pop-ups a very nice question. When you do the backup, and you have a backup solution, and it's performing backup, have you ever wondered why all files are backupped, even the backup service, for example, has no rights to it? So why couldn't we assign to our accounts those rights? And just bypass any ACLs. Okay, so let me show you how it works. So first of all, I will show you backup read and backup write privileges. So I will switch to my virtual machine and make it smaller a little bit. And I will show you the background. First of all, very simple demo. If you want to enter backup read folder, I'm administrator of this machine. I cannot. Why? Because the security is set up like this. Administrators deny. So I can change privileges, obviously, and I can even delete the file, but the folder, but it's specifically set up for the purpose of the demo. So on the desktop, I've got a folder backup write, and I can modify it. I'm the owner of it. So let's close it. I would like to perform one simple step. I would like to copy. I will move to C, it would be much more comfortable. I would like to copy backup read folder to C, users, administrator, desktop, and backup write. Of course, nothing special, right? We don't have privileges here. Okay, so why shouldn't we, for example, use something that is called robocopy? And I need to put full path here. It's still denied, but look at this. That's not okay. I know what is inside. Some private data. I don't have access even for listing folders. I don't have those rights. But with backup, with using the rights I'm going to show you, you will be able to do anything with those files. But that's just a feature of robocopy. It just shows us too much. Okay, so here we go with backup privileges. We just need to put B here. That's for backup privileges. And here we go. Copied 1. So we don't have privileges, but in backup right, we've got our data. That's cool. Do you like it? Yeah. Me too. Okay, so this is how it's working, I would say, under the cover. And this is how backup solutions are working. But you can grab those privileges and do something evil. They are there, and you need to have administrative privileges, but this is what is this session about, right? We need to have administrative privileges. We are administrators. Oh, by the way, I've got a question. Why did you came to this session? Who of you are administrators? Put your hands up. Okay, thank you. And is your manager sitting next to you? Put your hands up. Okay. Good luck, guys. Okay. That's pretty evil. Okay, another thing I'm going to show you. This is, of course, simple scripts written in PowerShell, just to show you what can be done. Remember that everything you do should be documented very well. So you've got probably a lot of those examples of these administrators, very happy people, adding privileges wherever, whenever. Like, let's put some privilege on this share, or maybe the specific user, or maybe there, or maybe you need this privilege, of course, so I will assign it to you, and it's working perfect. But to control it, it's pretty hard. So I would like to show you a very nice solution. Maybe this will be useful for your regular day work, with, first of all, checking for privileges, which is pretty simple, but every privilege in the operating system, every detailed privilege, has its own number. So if you could, let's say, once a week, do a printout with folders, with files, and the numbers next to it, and maybe do some small comparison, what was changed, this would be great. So look at this. Here we've got get ACL Windows, which is pretty simple, and we've got privileges for Windows operating system. It shows pretty nasty answer, as you can see, so we can do a format list and be more happier when you see those numbers and when you see the privileges to a Windows folder. So what are those numbers? So those numbers here, in most cases, are privileges in the number in the mathematic value that can be somewhere right down. So when you want to do a small audit, you just put here a folder. It may be, for example, let's do this on Windows. This would be pretty tough, but let's do this. You will have, and something was wrong here, but before, you've got a list of files, a list of what is inside Windows with numeric version of privileges. Okay, so what is this about, and why I would like to encourage you to do so? First of all, here we've got some permissions that are in file system rights. So anything you can assign to files, it's here. And seriously, I must tell you that in PowerShell, it's very nice to browse such things, because explorer.exe, not in case of privileges, but in other cases, it's showing you not enough information. It's always better to go there. And here we've got read data, write data, create files, so everything that you are familiar with. Another thing is that if you want to count it, what is the number for write privilege? That's right. That's 278, right? So in this case, if you had write, full control, that's not the best idea. Write, read, or maybe any privileges, you can count them and write down the number. And then this unique number will define your resource. And of course, another values. Just to show you several examples. Read, a large value. Why is that so? Because as you can see, I've wrote it down. You've got read data, read extended attributes, read permissions, and if you put every singular permission, you'll find out that in summary, that will show up with this number. And very simple. All privileges with all numbers. This is the definition. But in practice, this is the thing you need. This is pretty simple command, right? But it will give you a full list of privileges with the number, with the definitions. Okay. So let's step to shares. Another thing, this is the list of my shares. Very simple PowerShell command. I won't even translate it. Let me do this. I will post the list of the commands on my blog, which I will post at the end of the session, so you can write them down and you can use them and play with them. So don't worry about it. Just see the result. Another thing, of course, I would like to have not system privileges. Not system privileges, but only mine privilege. And for each group that is assigned with some specific rights to privilege, to the share, you've got a number. So you can list it here also. In this way, in the other way, it depends how it's comfortable for you. Okay. And there is also another thing, very nice one, I would like to show you. Let's go here. And this is pretty nasty. I've got here a small demo with small commands that will register the extension to explorer.exe in my operating system. And why is this happening? Because of one simple thing. Imagine that your administrators, when he is leaving, he would like to hide some nasty data. And how to do this? Put a hide attribute? This would be quite stupid, because everybody will notice. So let's play with explorer.exe. And let's do this on the lower layer. Okay, so here I've got the DLLs that will be registered. This DLL is hiding the files. I've done it specifically here for two files, bad.exe and ugly.exe. But administrator can do for trojan.exe or whatever else. This is a very simple solution. Okay, so let's run it. Yes, and assembly registered for com interop. It's registered in the proper way. Let me go there. And I will do the restart of explorer.exe just in case, with, of course, task manager. And I will kill this one also. Okay. Yeah, where is that? Okay. And here we have. And we should have here a fake computer, while it's not here. Oh, let me do this one more time here. I don't know why it doesn't pop up, but this should be working as designed. Oh, that's definitely better. Right? This is fake computer. So normally you've got like computer or my computer there, and when you look here, nothing pop-ups here. So this is just for demo purpose, to show you that fake computer may exist. This is the copy, so-called, of the files that are in the normal C drive. It's not exactly copy, it's the way how it's being presented. So let me show you the example. Here I've got normal computer. So I will take from Explorer folder 2 files, good and bad, and I will put them here. Paste. And they're there. While if we go to fake computer, I will refresh the view. Can you see? Good, it's not, but it's not there. That's pretty nasty. So when I will rename good to ugly, it doesn't pop up. And it's not even hidden. So what do you think? It's pretty scary, right? Also, it's removed. Also, if you will perform like a dir in the C folder, as you can see, this will be here. But if you will perform the normal dir, because good will be here, but if you perform the normal dir, bad and ugly won't pop up in dir, because that's the way how it's presented. So this is what you can do with Explorer exe. It's just a way how the process can show up and show you what is inside the operating system. Okay, another nasty thing, because we are moving to the red area. Finally, that's my favorite. Another nasty thing is just like a simple movefile_x function. This is a function that is being used if you want to rename or move files. This is pretty simple. But if you will use it for renaming operating system files during booting process, this would be pretty evil. So let me show you a very simple demo how to do this and how to break the computer. I would like to tell you also one thing here, that what I will be editing the registry. And here I've got movefile_x registry key. I will add it to show you how it looks like. Allow protected renames, which means I will be able to rename operating system files. And pending filed remote operations says that I would like to rename CRSS process.exe process. So that's pretty it. And as admin, I will just install this key. And are you sure you want to continue? Of course, I do. And if you don't want to play with registry, there's the skillbox.exe application you can download. If you type in Bing killbox.exe, you will find out it's very simple because it pops up as one of the first search results. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because it's installed already, I'm going to restart the operating system, and we will see how it works. Many things can influence what is going on right now, but the proper thing should be that we should receive some malfunction of the operating system. Just a second. It's searching for something. We will see. So during the boot up process, a couple of files should be renamed, and as you can see, yeah. Cool. So imagine one thing. This is pretty serious. Why? Because this was just like a very simple registry key. Very, very simple. That can be distributed through group policy. Ouch. Ouch. And the best thing here, I like it so much, that when you remove the group policy, just delete it. It won't be removed, the registry entry won't be removed from workstation, right? It's so beautiful. I shouldn't. Well, I'm not encouraging you. I'm just, I would like to make you aware. Yeah. That's evil. Yeah, I like this demo very much. Okay, so to make it a little bit lighter, here we've got something that is called Diagnostic Recovery Toolset. And who of you was ever using this? Put your hands up. Okay, like 20% of you. Sorry for you who was using this, I will do a small explanation, what is inside, very short explanation, and how can you use it to repair yourself. So first of all, if you will have software assurance license, this is the new tool, several things were improved, but you can have this diagnostic recovery toolset in software assurance license, right? You probably have seen it a couple of times somewhere. Oh, let me do one thing. Whoops. I'll plug in my power source, sorry. And we are safe now. Okay. So, that wasn't very good. Okay, doesn't matter. So, in this case, yeah, that's pretty good. In this case, Dart, as I said, maybe in software assurance, and with Dart, you create ISO images that can be used, for example, to boot up, because it's nothing like Windows PE, but it's enriched with several nice operations. Okay, we are recovered. So I would like to show you how with Dart, you can recover yourself from such terrible crash. Of course, when you happen this to have in a large organization, you need to go to every workstation, I'm sorry, and you need to repair it probably manually, but I will show you how to do this with Dart. So here in virtual machine settings, I got ISO image with Dart. And if you are using a 32-bit operating system, Dart should be as Windows PE adjust to the operating system. So let's do the reset. And I would like to do the reset. And we will reboot to Windows PE. CD-ROM. It's loading files. And I will show you how to use several tools to do such recovery. This is very nice. Why? Because with Dart, you can perform a discovery what kind of files were changed. So if something happens with Dart, you will know. And if you cannot boot up, it's for boot up process repairment. So you will see what was wrong, what was changed, what to do, and so on. And also, you can perform several functions. For example, you can check the offline operating system for running malware, which is pretty nice, because if your system won't boot up because of some malware thing, you can do this, and you can do this using the internet access. Okay, here we have. So, I don't want to have network connectivity. Yes, drives letters should be matched. Next. It's always searching for Windows installation, while I always have one, but we need to wait for the operating system to be discovered. Yep. And I'll click Next, Console, searching for problems. Okay, Console. And then you've got the familiar window of Windows PE, but here you've got Microsoft Diagnostics and Recovery Toolset. And as I said, you've got Registry Editor, Locksmith, which is pretty nice if you want to reset the local admin password. Probably you are familiar with RRD Commander, so this functionality is very, very simple, very similar. Crash Analyzer to analyze crash dumps if you are running Windows Debugger, and several other very useful things, including dswipe. I've seen from my experience that many people, when they are, for example, selling laptops, are searching for very good wiping tool. Here you have. of course, you need to have the software assurance. While in organizations, large organizations, you can just have it from the license. Okay, so here you've got SFC scan, repair system file, and I will click next. Scan and prompt before doing any repairs, next. And it's launching scanning engine, and it will be going through all my files that I got in the operating system files, and this will figure out what was changed, what was renamed, and so on. So we won't wait for the result. I will show you at the end of presentation how it looks like, because it takes some time, and it's running pretty slow. But at the end, you will see the information that this file was changed, do you want to repair it? You say yes, and everything comes back to the original state. So this is the tool that can be useful for such situation. Okay. Here we've got another evil behavior. So imagine several situations. First of all, when admin would like to hurt you very much. So he quits, but he says, I don't like them so much that I would like to destroy their infrastructure. That's not very good. While after some period of time, probably you've heard about those stories many times. There is this Omega company in the United States, and they were experiencing such behavior. And there was this admin, and after like 3 weeks, he quit. Company was totally destroyed from the infrastructure perspective. While? Because he was controlling the company remotely. And of course, if you've got VPN being opened, that's pretty obvious, and you can figure out what is going on. Well, imagine one thing, data tunneling. What if somebody can send the data in DNS requests and send files constantly and grab the data? You won't even notice. Who is monitoring DNS? And this is a very polite way to send the data. Another issue is, imagine one thing. There is this website, and admin is somewhere there. This may be his blog. I like watching movies and so on. And there is a keyword in the blog. It may be whatever, evil, for example. And when the word is removed, infrastructure will be dead. Do you like the solution? I don't. Okay, so let me show you such solution. This is the Watchdog service solution, and I'll bring my virtual machine. Yeah, come here. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Okay. I'm the victim of my games. Okay, so what do we have here? First of all, we've got here very important service running. Do not delete it under any condition. And that's pretty simple. It's just running, it's in Windows folder. Well, I will go to Windows folder, and the service, of course, was installed by administrator. I'll go to Windows folder and look at this file, edit. This is a configuration file for the service. It says every 1 second check if the keyword is on the web. While it's not there, do something bad. Another thing, a file to write, which means if the keyword won't be on the website, create this file. And text to write, and this is the blog of admin. And we are searching for some specific pattern. So let's go to the website. I will just refresh it. And as you can see, you can check it also, it's in the internet. Still no updates. Okay, that's pretty good. I will go to my command line and turn this off and go to this one. And I will go to say Windows and type dir for txt files. File not found, because there are no txt files. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to start the service. And it's working. If you want to check what the service is doing, you just go to Capture, Interfaces in Wireshark, Start, and I will do not save my previous dump. And you will see several requests. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, come here. Okay, I will do this again. Capture interfaces. Oh, why is capturing right now? Okay, so let's go down. And as you can see, HTTP requests are there. Let's search for update. And as you can see, service is working, right? It's asking for the file. It's asking for the contents. I will do this again, just to make sure everything is clear. And I will go to my laptop here, and I will edit a file. Update txt, and I will remove a word steal. So admin is now very nasty. Okay. Can you see? So that's just a text file, just to show you that it was written in the Windows folder, which means we are home. And the result here is when the file is removed, when the keyword is removed, you won't even notice that something is going on. So make sure you monitor your traffic. As Laura Chappell says, anytime, make sure you monitor what goes inside. It's not very easy, but the price is quite high. Okay, so I will close it down, and I will stop the service. Another thing that is worth showing, that's DNS tunneling. So this is the example in which you are sending data in DNS requests. Let me show you how it works. I will close everything, bring it to desktop, and I will run again in Wireshark, capture interfaces, and this one. And in the console, I will go to my demo folder on the desktop, and this is the demo DNS, and I will move to this folder. So that's CD users, administrator, desktop. This was demo DNS. Okay. And here I've got file to DNS, very simple and innocent tool that I can use to send hello txt file. So look at this. Can you see the content of the file? Hello Tahed, greetings from Atlanta. It's coded. So every capital letter, it's changed to a hexadecimal value. And when you have a space bar, that's, as you can see, 21, and it's separated with dashes. So it's hidden. But if there is a service running somewhere that can intercept the traffic and collect this data, you're just having no secret data in your company. So when you go to Wireshark and fire it up, yeah, I will filter DNS, apply. There are some queries, and that's exactly what was being sent, as you can see in the traffic. Do you like it? Okay, now my favorite. I call it kiss of the death. So, this is a princess, but it has nothing to do with with the demo. There is one thing that is in Active Directory that is worth knowing. And it's because RFC says it should be like this, while probably only developers in their pavement somewhere can know when can this be used. So what is entry TTL? TTL is nothing but time to leave, right? So imagine one thing. There is this guy that comes to work and he says, I don't like this company anymore. So, since now, I will create the user object that will expire after some time. So when he will quit, let's say 1 week ago, all users' accounts would be just gone. Probably you would like to ask about timestamp, right? Tombstone, sorry, in Active Directory. No tombstone? Those objects cannot be recovered. I've tried it, I've consulted with Active Directory specialists, and it cannot be recovered. It's just like gone, without any possible track. Ouch. Okay, so let's do this demo. I will quit it, and let's go here. So first of all, let me show you what do I have in the scripts. I'm creating several users in my Active Directory with the attribute entry TTL. It's only valid when you have attribute dynamics objects. So admin can do this, and it's very simple. And this is how it's being done, as you can see. And I'm creating for my domain users with, as I said, attribute entry TTL. And each username, in this case, will have the name. I will enlarge it a little bit for you. 18 would be better. Will have the name of the value of the entry TTL. So if the account of the user will expire in 20 seconds, user will have name user 20 or 200, whatever you put whatever the value is. Okay, so first of all, let me show you that in Active Directory users and computers, I don't have. This should be refreshed. Yeah, as you can see, several users, and I will go to PowerShell with Active Directory module extension, and you can see when I type it that you've got several users available. So that's pretty simple. When I will put measure object, I will have the list that there are 31 accounts available. Okay, so let me do this. In edit, into it, you are using create a div file that I created before, and we are actually creating users. So let's do it. Yeah, and we've got 58 users there. So if I do measure object, you've got 89, right? That's pretty nice. Nothing special. Okay, so that's etc edit console. And I've got default naming context, and I will go to users, and I will refresh it just to make sure every user will be there. And as you can see, it's more. And you've got several users created. Let's pick this user 250. And properties, I will go to attribute entry TTL, and it was 250. While time is running, it's now 216. So after some time, because you need to ask several times, it's going every 30 seconds, that's how it's working, probably we'll have the number of users that is a little bit smaller. So let's check it. I will go also to Active Directory users and computers. And users are there. That's pretty good. By default, they are imported as disabled. So let's be back to PowerShell. And probably they will disappear very, very soon. Just to prove this, I will check also one more thing. Properties of this user, entry.l, and they will start to disappear. Okay. Oh, that's my fault. Come on, come on. Yeah. There is a service that is actually, they will disappear, I'm pretty sure, but the service just needs to wake up. So we need to wait for it. Or we can log off and log on again. I will do this. Okay, I will close it. Okay, I will close this one. Check one more time. And I will log off and log on again. Maybe this would help. It's not very deterministic, so this is what I've heard. And this is what my friend told me that is working with Active Directory. So it will happen one day. This is a very good question. You could, but in 2003, only with without service packs. So it was, before it was issued to public, it was repaired. So now you can do this. Now you can do this for new objects. Okay. So let's run this one. Yes. And I will do one thing. Okay. We will see if it disappears or not. Start at the edit, users, and we will do the refresh. Oh, not this one, refresh. Go to users. And check it over there. What is the entry.l value? So in this case, it's 0. So this account probably should easily disappear. So I will go this one. I will do this one more time, and go here. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'll type dir and ad. It's cn equals users and dc equals secure, dc equals tech. This is my domain name, and users. Yeah, these are users I have, and I will do measure object. It's still 89. Yeah, I will restart the service. Yeah, sometimes it's happened, but I would like to show you the real effect of this eView demo. So I will do this very quickly. Server manager, roles, and Active Directory domain service, and I will restart the service. Yeah, this one. Okay. Hope this was helpful. Okay. At this stage, probably we won't be able to ask it. Yeah. It's running. Okay. Let me try one more time. It's 89. Okay, that's pretty evil, even for me. Okay, so probably we need to wait for the result. It happens sometimes, really. We need to wait for the result, what is going to happen. But entry TTL for user 30, in this case, it's 0, which means it's no longer valid. And it's just a matter of time, in this case, that this will just disappear from etc edit database. Okay, so I will try it one more time in my desktop. Let's see how it's going. And you know the solution. Sorry that it didn't appear clearly, but you will see as the effect that users are just disappearing from Active Directory. And after some period of time, it will be like 0 users. So you can do nothing, and you cannot even restore them. Okay, so here we go with a small summary. Administrators tend to take shortcuts, as you probably know, which means they are very weird people. It would be the best if you could close them in one room and bring them some tub with cola and pizza under the door, and they will just do their job, and they will be very happy. So if you put them, because they are genuine people, genuine people, if you put them in some office, open office, you will see that maybe they are not very happy and they are not very nice to users. So you've probably noticed that they're pretty strange and pretty unique. So yeah, I would like to use proper words in this area. Okay, so there is one thing that you should know. We've been talking at the beginning about the projects, for example, cheap projects in which you are not creating the documentation. Well, there is one thing that you should be aware. When admin will decide that I would like to change the company, I quit. So if you are left without documentation, that's rather manager's role to make sure that documentation is in place. So I know the very nice example, the real-life example of the company that was trying to fire administrator from his work. And I was participating in this project, and my job was to audit whole infrastructure and make sure that the other team of admins, that they know the infrastructure very well. And after they know, there will be something, right? It will be just fired, or this is a very nice solution. If you want to fire your admin, and if you want to be nice, it's better to pay him, in my opinion, for example, for 6 months, a little bit higher salary, and bring him to management level to make him helpful, to make him happy, and to help the rest of the guys to clean up the infrastructure, than to fire him, because you never know what may happen. Okay, be proactive. So make sure that you've got all papers, all documents necessary. Perform rotation of tasks, right? Because when one guy will be on vacation, there should be the other guy that could do a better job. Make sure, maybe it's not very ethical and not very helpful in everyday working, but it's definitely helpful for a company. Make sure that one guy will control the other guy. Which means after I finish my, let's say, 1 month task working in some specific position, I'll bring up some documentation. Let's say printout from autoruns, printout from privileges, and I will bring it to the next administrator. And they can compare. Make sure you document it very actively. Here you've got several periodical checks that you can do in your infrastructure. Check what is inside autoruns. Kernel level files. We were talking about debuggers. You know how to list them, you know how to find them. Make sure they are not there. Because maybe when you will type your password, it will be brought to file and sent out to the network in the DNS query. Why not? Another thing, that's network traffic. Laura Chopel is mentioning a lot. She's a guru on Wireshark, right? So make sure that you don't have anything that is not very necessary in your network. Processes. Do not use Task Manager, use the other tools. Make sure you know what is running in the server. Usually processes are not changing very often, so make sure you will do the documentation, for example, in this position rotation, and you will know what was there and what changes were made. So those are several things that can be done with with the documentation and with preparation to your infrastructure. Just to end up, my operating system finished the scanning, so you can see what file was changed, and you can perform the repairment. This is a Dart we were showing. So now it will be repairing system files, and after this operating system, as you can see, succeeded, will just boot up. If you will add this registry entry, as I showed you, it will be removed after reboot. So it will do its job and will be reboot and cleaned. So if you want to do this again, you need to do the registry entry again. So it's just like one-way click. Okay. So after all, I will type the address of my blog, and I'll post there a movie with the last demo, how the user accounts are disappearing. I would like you to see this, because this is very serious. And be careful and always check if there is entry TTL attribute. This is my blog, blogs.technet.com, PLWIT, like for a woman in technology. Movie will be ready till Monday. I promise you that. Good. Written down? Good. Okay, so thank you very much.